The Black Dragon Gang from northeast China, led by the ruthless Zhang Chen, storms into Korea. There's only 3 of them, but with a slash first, no questions asked style. They send local gangs running scared. In just a matter of days, this deadly trio wipes out dozens of gangs, looking like they're about to unify Korea's entire underworld. That puts Sun-tae, the boss of the Viper Gang, on edge, so he grabs his crew and plans to take Zhang Chen out with a sneaky ambush one night. But Zhang Chen, with his soft looks and savage hands, turns out to be pure nightmare fuel.
말해야지 얼죽겠지 새끼야! 이 새끼 발다리 다 잘라라.
This guy is cold-blooded, vicious, and absolutely ruthless. Viper's henchmen are paralyzed with fear. After dismantling Sun-tae, Zhang Chen and his 2 men hit up a karaoke bar to celebrate, even calling in a few girls for fun. But the party gets wild, too wild. The girls' screams attract the club manager.
더러운 구정물 같은 새끼들 진짜 좀 말아 이 새끼.
Seeing Sunrak with a head wound, the manager puffs up his chest, feeling all high and mighty. But Yang-tae just smirks. These guys run Chinatown like warlords. Anyone dumb enough to mess with them ends up dead. Sure enough, the next second, Zhang Chen goes full beast mode. The manager never saw it coming. Moments later, he's pinned to the table by Zhang's henchmen. Now, Seoul's Garabondong Chinatown is chaotic and lawless, worse than Hong Kong's old Kowloon walled city. But even there, no one's ever chopped off limbs because of one man. His name is Ma Seok-do, a muscle-bound cop with a rep for cracking skulls. Just passing by, he casually snaps a thug's wrist and suddenly, both sides of a brewing gang fight turn into scared puppies. In Chinatown, strength is the law, and Seok-do, he greets gangsters with his fists first. Questions later, even hardened criminals have to fall in line under his version of street justice. But the fragile order in Chinatown is shattered by Zhang Chen. After slicing off the manager's hand, he vanishes into the night. The surveillance cameras catch a clear shot of them, except it's blurry as hell. And the fingerprints left at the scene? No match in the system. Seok-do suspects they're illegal immigrants, so he starts digging for info. Little does he know, Zhang Chen is already running the Viper Gang with a piss me off, I'll chop you up attitude, forcing local businesses to pay sky-high protection fees. His errand boy? None other than Song-moo, the lone survivor from that ambush with Sun-tae. But how long he stays alive depends entirely on Zhang Chen's mood.
사람 죽여달라면 죽여주고 발다리 갖다 달라면 갖다 주고 가게세도 받고.
그랬던 이 스파 아들이 가만 안 있을 겁니다.
누구?
맨 아들 조직인데 큰마들이 오락실이랑 노래방에서 세를 받고 있습니다.
Zhang takes an interest in a local arcade, but instead of negotiating, he drops a burlap sack nearby. Inside? Severed arms and legs, probably from several victims. That's when Seok-do knows this is getting out of hand. Soon after, a suitcase drenched in blood is found inside a garbage truck. They open it and it's full of body parts. When the forensic team pieces it together, the victim turns out to be Sun-tae himself. And the cuts on his body, they reveal something far more chilling.
이거 살아있을 때 잘랐는데? 피부가 말렸잖아. 사후에 자르면 이렇게 안 말리는데.
The whole of Chinatown is thrown into panic. Sun-tae was the kingpin here. The only one tough enough to take him down was Seok-do. But now, even a monster like Sun-tae has been dismembered, so what kind of savage are they dealing with? After dumping body parts out in the open to send a message, this maniac heads straight to the arcade. Once inside, the 3 split up. Zhang Chen chews gum like it's a job. Sunrak grabs a chair and starts smashing everything in sight, clearly there to start trouble. Customers panic and bolt, and the manager rushes out to see what's going on.
정신 나갔네? 니들 뭐야?
니네가 어딨니?
One look, and the manager knows he's dealing with serious trouble. He quickly calls for gang leader Jang Isu. Isu shows up with 20 to 30 guys, ready for war, but just as they reach the arcade, Song-moo steps in and blocks the way. Zhang Chen wants a one-on-one. Isu's pissed. This is his turf. How dare these nobodies act like they own the place? He storms in alone to confront the intruder, but before he can say a word, Zhang Chen makes it very clear who's in charge.
여기는 우리한테 넘겨라.
이게 정신 나간 소리하고 자빠졌네. 네가 그 룸사롱소 발 잘랐던 놈이야?
벌써 소문났니?
너 진짜 죽고 싶니?
And before Isu even finishes his sentence, screams erupt outside. His whole crew has just been taken down by Zhang Chen's two henchmen.
그거 빼면 죽는다. 어떡할래? 이제 여기는 얼씬도 하지 말라. 알았어.
Isu is fuming on the inside, cursing Zhang Chen's ancestors, but he's smart enough to walk away. In this situation, even farting might get him buried on the spot. Though Zhang Chen has taken over the arcade by force, he's still laser-focused on collecting protection money. He orders Sun Rak and Sun Woo to go door-to-door and shake down the businesses. But 1 million Korean wons a month? That's practically bleeding them dry. One uncle begs for a few more days, but Sun Rak doesn't say a word. He just draws his knife.
돈 없으면 죽어야지.
Faced with death, they get the money. Zhang Chen casually tosses a few thousand won to Song Mu, telling him to go have fun at the club. But as soon as Song Mu leaves, Zhang Chen starts putting his hands all over Song Mu's girlfriend, Hai Kyeon. She jumps up, terrified, but that only makes Zhang Chen angrier.
그 성깔 좀 고쳐야겠다.
Hai Kyeon realizes that saying no might cost her life, so she locks the shop doors and gives in. Unbeknownst to them, Song Mu is outside, and he sees everything. He doesn't dare rush in to save her. Instead, he takes out all his rage on Hai Kyeon, later blaming her, locking her up, and forbidding her from ever leaving the house again. Finally, Hai Kyeon reaches her breaking point.
네가 내 남편이야!
뭐?
와봐라! 와봐! 어디서 거지 같은 가게 하나 넘겨놓고 내한테 해준 게 뭐 있니?
찔러라.
Just then, a knock comes at the door. Furious and looking for someone to hit, Song Mu throws the door open. Standing outside the door was a towering, broad-shouldered man, one of Boss Huang's top enforcers from the Tiger Gang. Boss Huang and Sun Tae had been fighting for territory for years, with Sun Tae now chopped to pieces. Huang's the last man standing, but he knows the people who butchered Sun Tae won't stop there. He's next on the list, so he grabs Song Mu, hoping to strike first against Zhang Chen. Problem is, Song Mu has no clue where Zhang Chen is. Huang doesn't buy it. He orders his men to dunk Song Mu into a fish tank. A few near drownings later, Song Mu suddenly becomes much more cooperative.
제가 죽을 테니까 한 번만 기회를 주셔.
Meanwhile, Seok-do finally uncovers Zhang Chen's background. He's an illegal immigrant from Harbin, a member of the Black Dragon Gang. Loan sharking is his main hustle. Taking over smaller gangs is just a side gig. Chinatown may be chaotic, but it's not lawless. Zhang Chen has already injured multiple people, more than enough to land him a solid prison sentence for years. But the trio operates with extreme stealth. After days of digging, Seok-do still can't find a lead. Until one night they randomly bump into the gang at a barbecue restaurant. Zhang Chen sensed that something was off.
뭐야? 신쇼真在哪? 동민이가 떠봐.
When Hong Suk tries to tail him, Zhang Chen ducks into the kitchen and throws a pot of boiling oil straight into his face. Poor Hong Suk is horrifically burned, while Seok-do and the others rush to help him. The trio escapes again. Luckily, Hong Suk's girlfriend stays by his side during recovery, and he heals quickly. But Zhang Chen, he's only getting bolder. Just days later, in the dead of night, a sedan crashes into Zhang Isu's casino. Out come a dozen thugs with bats and pipes, smashing everything in sight. Isu hears about it the next day and marches straight to Zhang Chen to settle the score. He corners Sun Rak and Yang Tae in an alley, and the two groups instantly go at it. Right then, Seok-do shows up. Isu immediately backs off. But fresh off the brawl, Sun Rak decided he wanted to throw down with Seok-do. Seok-do grabbed Sun Rak by the throat and locked him in a chokehold without hesitation. But even behind bars, Sun Rak won't behave. His mouth runs non-stop and Seok-do's had enough.
뭐라 그런 거야 지금?
병신이라.
He rips off Sun Rak's shirt and tosses him into the holding cell to freeze and starve. A full day and night pass. Sun Rak still won't talk. He tried to bite off his own tongue. Seok-do responds with a brutal punch, but even that doesn't break him. Seok-do starts to doubt himself. No wonder these guys tore through Chinatown, they're savage to the absolute extreme. Zhang Chen blames Sun Rak's arrest on Zhang Yishu. So on the day of Yisu's mother's 70th birthday, Yang Tae shows up, carrying a fire extinguisher. In the middle of the chaos, Zhang Chen walks in wielding an axe. He starts hacking away at anyone in sight. It's not a warning, it's a massacre. Yisu charges in to stop him, but what can a sleek gangster do against a bloodthirsty lunatic? He's quickly beaten and stabbed straight through the heart. Zhang Chen struck straight through the heart, killing Zhang Yisu at his mother's birthday banquet. The timing of this act was savagely cruel. The higher-ups demanded Seok-do apprehend Zhang Chen immediately, as this guy was crazier than a rabid dog. He was a fugitive from China's crime sweep. Having once led a 300-strong gang, now he was aggressively infiltrating Chinatown, likely aiming to rebuild his criminal empire. Indeed, Zhang Chen's ambitions were vast. He had shifted his focus to Chinatown's real estate, targeting a newly constructed commercial building. However, Boss Huang of the Dragon Tiger gang intervened, halting construction temporarily. The investors then offered 10 billion to have Zhang Chen eliminate Boss Huang. For this negotiation, Zhang Chen only brought Yang Tae. Seoul saw his chance and quickly alerted Boss Huang, but when Boss Huang's men stormed in, Zhang Chen shattered the glass and leapt straight from the 3rd floor. Seoul instantly jumped into a car. Yang Tae, slashed in the abdomen, was fading fast. Seoul saw his opportunity to strike and decisively thrust his knife at Zhang Chen while he was driving. But Seoul underestimated the seamless coordination between Yang Tae and Zhang Chen. The instant Zhang Chen wrestled the knife away, Yang Tae swiftly choked Seoul. Zhang Chen then plunged the knife into Seoul's neck. After dealing with Seoul, Zhang Chen took Yang Tae to Seoul's house. He had Hai Kyung summon a doctor to stitch Yang Tae's wound. After the doctor left, Zhang Chen fixed Hai Kyung with a piercing, deadly stare.
족같은 년. 내가 못 찾는 게 딱 2가지가 있다. 내 돈 떼먹는 거랑 거짓말하는 거.
Hai Kyung saw murder in Zhang Chen's eyes. Terrified, she confessed that Boss Huang's people had contacted Seoul. Zhang Chen understood Boss Huang was setting him up. It was clear the situation had escalated into a deadly clash between two titans. Zhang Chen immediately packed all his money. He decided on a final, decisive confrontation with Boss Huang. Win, and he would rule Chinatown. Lose, and he would flee immediately. Unbeknownst to him, Chinese police had also intervened. They planned to extradite Sun Rak back to China first, then collaborate to capture Zhang Chen. Seok-do devised a plan to turn Sun Rak against Zhang Chen.
너 지금이라도 장첸 어디 있는지 얘기하면 내가 한국 감방에 넣어줄게. 그럼 너 기껏해야 몇 달이면 나와. 너 저 새끼들 따라가면 바로 사형이야, 알아? 너 잘 생각해. 이번이 마지막 기회야.
Sun Rak distrusted Seok-do, but en route to the docks, a bag of white powder accidentally fell from the Chinese officers.
没想到在韩国做客户这么难，
有什么我能帮的吗？
你能帮我干什么？
Sun Rak claimed he had reliable channels to help them sell it fast. After weighing their options, the two officers released Sun Rak, trading a bag of powder for his life. Sun Rak felt he'd scored big the moment he left. Seok-do secretly followed him. Sun Rak headed straight to Zhang Chen's hideout, a garbage dump, proving Zhang Chen was a meticulous criminal. Zhang Chen was also deeply suspicious of Sun Rak's easy escape.
그걸 나보고 지금 믿으라고. 도끼 꺼내라.
이런 게 100kg가 있답니다. 근데 그걸 중국에서 팔 수 없으니까 한국에서 팔려는 겁니다.
Zhang Chen was intrigued. It sounded like a thrilling deal. He ordered Sun Rak to contact the buyers and set a meeting at a KTV. Upon getting the message, Seok-do mobilized a large police force for a full-scale operation to wipe out Zhang Chen's gang. However, Zhang Chen himself was not among those who finally entered the KTV room.
都是我的手下，带来跟你打个招呼。打个好。
Seok-do then led the raid, capturing Sun Rak and his men. Amusingly, all that effort only netted Sun Rak. Zhang Chen, distrusting Sun Rak, had used him as bait. Meanwhile, Zhang Chen led his main force to storm Boss Huang's club to confront the man who stabbed him in the back. Zhang Chen demanded justice. Seeing his men being slaughtered helplessly, Boss Huang fled in terror. Zhang Chen pursued relentlessly. On the road, Boss Huang crashed into a car, breaking his leg instantly. Yet, with Zhang Chen closing in, he scrambled up and kept running. The Junction police station was just ahead, offering Boss Huang a glimmer of safety. But just then, the cops were already charging toward them, but Zhang Chen kept his grip tight around his throat, refusing to let go. Zhang Chen then stabbed him fiercely before fleeing in panic. The night's events had spiraled out of control. Fearing capture, Zhang Chen grabbed his passport to flee the country. He was intercepted by Hong Suk, who had tailed him. Zhang Chen recognized the rookie whose face he'd scalded with hot oil days before. Without hesitation, Zhang Chen shifted gears and slammed the accelerator. Luckily, Seok-do arrived just in time, narrowly saving Hong Suk. A large police force soon swarmed the area, but Zhang Chen slipped away in the chaos. Ducking into a restaurant, he tragically killed an elderly man and a child. Yet this cold-blooded killer raked in millions in protection money across Korea and even held a construction contract worth 10 billion won. Zhang Chen then sped towards Incheon Airport, aiming to escape with his fortune, but as he emerged changed into fresh clothes, Seok-do blocked his path.
휴지를 이렇게 많이 쓰면 어떡하냐, 세금도 안 내는 새끼가. 혼자야? 아직 싱글이야.
Zhang Chen was momentarily stunned. He instantly pegged Seok-do as brawn over brains and attacked first. Zhang Chen was a precision fighter. Realizing he couldn't match Seok-do's raw power, he relied on feints and leverage to try and take him down. Seok-do, however, was pure, overwhelming force. For every feint Zhang Chen tried, Seok-do answered with a crushing punch. Zhang Chen finally buckled under the assault. A sickening crack echoed as Seok-do broke Zhang Chen's wrist. He then dragged Zhang Chen like a ragdoll through broken glass and handcuffed him to a water pipe. Zhang Chen, who had terrorized far and wide, had never been humiliated like this. He roared and cursed like a frenzied beast. Seok-do had to deliver another punch just to calm him down. This operation brought down 30 gang members, including Zhang Chen. Seok-do became legendary overnight, cementing his role as Korea's essential iron fist against crime. No matter how dark the evil, it ultimately fears a force more powerful than itself. That's the story for today. See you next time.